Well, hiya, BookTube. Bill Ruttenberg here with the Ruttenberg Library. Wanted to come to you with another book haul. This is the chunk of books that I got this last summer that I have not gotten around to showing you. I've been trying to do these in small chunks, these videos, and here we are with the next installment. Now, this group of books is just general fiction books that I found that I thought maybe I would like. Wanted to give them a try. And yeah, you just tell me what you think. I've found them at various stores, from Thrift World to Books Revisited to our local community center to Jesse James to, I found them in all kinds of places. I can't remember exactly which places I got them because when I made all these stacks for the different videos I wanted to make, I tried to group them by subject. And again, this is going to be just general fiction. Most of it's, no, I'm not going to use the word newer. Maybe newer for my collection. But anyway, let me go ahead and get started. Let me show you what I found. So this first one on the stack is Codename Sapphire by Pam Jeniff. And thought I had an intriguing cover. You got some World War II stuff going on there. Yeah, 1942. This book is a Park Row Books, and it's from 2023, so this is a fairly new work of fiction. So let me read the back cover to you. It says, 1942, Hannah Martel has narrowly escaped Nazi Germany after her fiancé was killed in a pogrom. When her ship, bound for America, is turned away at port, she has nowhere to go but to her cousin Lily, who lives with her family in Brussels. Fearful for her life, Hannah is desperate to get out of occupied Europe, but with no safe way to leave, she must return to the dangerous underground work she thought she had left behind. Seeking help, Hannah joins the Sapphire Line, a secret resistance network led by a mysterious woman named Micheline and her enigmatic brother Matteo. But when a grave mistake causes Lily's family to be arrested and slated for deportation to Auschwitz, Hannah finds herself torn between her loyalties. How much is Hannah willing to sacrifice to save the people she loves? Inspired by incredible true stories of courage and sacrifice, Codename Sapphire is a powerful novel about love, family, and unshakable resilience of women in even the hardest of times. So I thought that sounded like it's gonna be an interesting one. It's one of those books that I've seen at like Target or Walmart in their book section that they've made a whole bunch of historical fiction in the last 10 years. That a lot of it's based around World War II, and I've read through a few of them, and I've enjoyed them. I thought they were pretty good stories. All right, so the next one is Our Souls at Night by Kent Harif, or Harif. I'm not sure how to say his last name, but there's that, and here's your author. For some reason, these type of photos on the books, or these type of covers, intrigue me. I have no idea why, but they do. But this one says it is from Vintage Books, and it's a 2015 book. And so let me introduce you to this one. It says, in the familiar setting of Holt, Colorado, home to all of Kent Harif's inimitable fiction, Addie Moore pays an unexpected visit to a neighbor, Lewis Waters. Her husband died years ago, as did his wife, and in such a small town they naturally have known each other for decades. In fact, Addie, quite fond of Lewis's wife, his daughter lives hours away, her son even farther, and Addie and Lewis have long been living alone in empty houses, the nights so terribly lonely, especially with no one to talk with. But maybe that could change as Addie and Lewis come to know each other better, their pleasures and their difficulties. A beautiful story of second chances unfolds, making Our Souls at Night the perfect final installment to his beloved writer's enduring contribution to American literature. And so it just sounded like a pretty decent book. And so I'll give that a try. Here's one that I mean, it has even more meaning for me just because I got to actually go see this house in the background. We got to go see that on a trip at the end of July with some of my students. We got to go to Washington, D.C. So this is Mrs. Lee and Mrs. Gray by Dorothy Love. And like I said, you have Arlington House sitting right there in the background of the book. But this one, I'm not going to read this one because I think you can kind of figure out it's all about the relationship of those two ladies. So if you've read that, let me know. It is a book from Thomas Nelson, and it is a 2016 book. Yeah, I don't know that I need to read that one. Yeah, so looking forward to that. Another one that I got was, this is in a big trade paperback. It's Gettysburg by Newt Gingrich and William Forstchen. And I have an issue that there's, a whole series of these Civil War books, and I always forget which one I have. I might have a couple copies of this by accident. My wife's out there, so I don't want her to know that. Anyway, it's a fictional story all about the Battle of Gettysburg, and again by Newt Gingrich. This is a 2003 book from St. Martin's Press. Yeah. Next one is a Jack Reacher novel by Lee Child. And this one is The Midnight Line. Now, I've seen the Jack Reacher movies. Matter of fact, I bought a couple of them. And there's a TV show, too, that I have not been able to watch yet, but I will. And I enjoy those. So, I found this. It was dirt cheap. Maybe a quarter, something like that. It was dirt cheap. But anyway, it says, Reacher takes a stroll through a small Wisconsin town and sees a class ring and a pawn shop window. West Point, 2005. A tough year to graduate. Iraq, then Afghanistan. The ring is tiny for a woman, and it has her initials engraved on the inside. Reacher wonders what unlucky circumstance made her give up something she earned over 4 hard years. He decides to find out and find the woman and return her ring. Why not? So begins a harrowing journey that takes Reacher through the upper Midwest, from a low-life bar on the sad side of a small town to a dirt-blown crossroads in the middle of nowhere. The deeper Reacher digs, and the more he learns, the more dangerous the terrain becomes. Turns out the ring was just a small link in a far darker chain, a vast criminal enterprise. Some lines should never be crossed, but then neither should Reacher. There you go. So, excited about that because I've never read a Jack Reacher book, but I like the films. So, yeah. So you guys are familiar with the 1,000 Books to Read Before You Die, that book that they put out, and it's got the list of books that you should have read and that most of us have not. So I copied that list down, and I'm kind of going through it, and I honestly can't remember how many of them I had read, but it was not a very big percentage. And so it's kind of my goal that if I see those books, I might pick them up and read them and check them off that list just to see if they're really worth what the author of that collection or that list says they are. And so this one was on this list. There's 3 of them in this book. This is the Robertson Davies, the Deptford trilogy, the Fifth Business, the Manticore, and the World of Wonders. And I found them all in this, all in this novel here. And where I bought this, they actually had a whole bunch of Robertson Davies books, these penguin orange spines. They had a whole bunch of them. Never read them. Thought I'd give them a try. Let's see. It says, Who Killed Boy Staunton? Around this central mystery is woven a glittering, fantastical, cunningly contrived trilogy of novels, luring the reader down the labyrinthine tunnels of myth, history, and magic. The Deptford trilogy provides an exhilarating antidote to a world from where the fear and dread and the splendor and wonder have been banished. Okay, that's all I got for the back cover. But you let me know on this one. I saw it and it was like a quarter, so I thought, why not? But anyway, this is let me go backwards. Like I said, Penguin Books, and this was published in. These are the original books are from the 1970s, but this particular book was published in 1990. This is a 1990 book. So, like I said, found it for a quarter. Can't go wrong for a quarter. Last two books. First one, also from that same list, 1,000 Books You Need to Read Before You Die. William Faulkner's The Sound and the Fury. I've never read it. I've heard lots of people talk about it. I don't really know much about it, but found it in hardback. And it is a library copy. It's from this one was printed in 1990. The book came out in, 1929, so it's got some age to it. The story does. But like I said, I'm not familiar with it. It says, one of the greatest novels of the 20th century, The Sound and the Fury, is the tragedy of the Compson family, featuring some of the most memorable characters in American literature: the beautiful, rebellious Caddy, the man-child Benji, haunted, neurotic Quentin, Jason, the brutal cynic, and Dilsey, their black servant. This edition follows the text of The Sound and the Fury as corrected in 1984. Yeah, that's about all it says. It doesn't tell you much about it. So I'm interested to get into this. Again, I'm familiar with the title name. I don't know anything about it, though. So, yeah, found that. And then the last one. And the cover intrigued me for some reason. It's a mystery, but the cover intrigued me. I thought it was kind of a cool cover design. So it's Metals in the Attic by Kathy Elliott. And it is from anniesfiction.com, and there's a whole bunch of, so it's like a Annie's Attic mystery series. So you notice there's a whole bunch of them in there. And this is a 2021 copy, and it was printed clear over in South Korea. Wow. But yeah, anyway, the cover intrigued me. Kind of a wraparound cover there. It says, join Annie Dawson and the members of the Hook and Needle Club of Stony Point, Maine, as they unravel mysteries connected with the contents found in the attic of Annie's ancestral home, Gray Gables. There will be danger, adventures, and heartwarming discoveries in the secrets of Annie's that Annie unearths. Secrets about her own family, as well as the citizens of the charming seacoast town in central Maine. Let the good people of Stony Point into your heart, and the mysteries of Annie's attic will keep you on the edge of your seat. So I hope so. I hope it does keep me on the edge of my seat. But it looked like a cool book. Like I said, that cover was really neat, and so I'm excited to see what is in the attic. Anyway, BookTube, I hope everyone's doing well. I hope everyone's got some good books to read and just enjoying yourself. I hope you enjoyed this video. Kind of a series of videos I'm doing of book hauls from the summer of 2024. Just all the books that I've found. Thank you for watching, and till next time, happy reading.